that is one of the big problem when we started talking about, oh, when you come here, how are you going to find a job? Minimum dollar job, you have to go Walmart, you have to go Amazon. So we talk too much about finding jobs as immigrant. But today our guest is going to talk about self-employment and what she's doing teaching Swahili online. She has created her own academy to teach Swahili online. So for that particular opportunity, you can be able to learn what she's doing. You can help her to get customers, but also at the same time, you can be also duplicate something similar for your own language. If you are Nigerian, you can find a way on how you can be able to teach Nigerian, Igbo, or whatever language you are using, so you can be able to do that. We'll be having a lot of questions about academy, but we'll have the specific questions about teaching in general, and just employment, self-employment, the benefits, challenges, but also we'll be talking about the immigrant life here in America. Welcome so much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
So the first thing will be, will you please introduce yourself to the guests? There are so many people, maybe somewhere here in America and all over the world, want to know what's your name and what do you do?
Okay, my name is Rahima Majala. I am a native of Tanzania. I was born and raised there. I went to school for the most part, and I came to America. Of course, I get even more education here in this country. And by professional, I am a teacher. I live in Houston, Texas, and I teach. My profession is teaching math in particular. Yeah, but last year around June, I started teaching Swahili during the COVID pandemic. So it was kind of easier for me to start teaching Swahili using a Zoom platform. So for that matter, I was able to reach out to majority of our students are kids, so I was able to reach out to kids from different parts of the world, especially North America, like America and Canada as well.
So you are one among the people who have positively benefited from the COVID.
I cannot complain. I cannot complain for real.
Yeah, when they give lemon, you make lemonade. That's how it is, yeah.
That's what it is.
Okay, so can you tell us the name? I just posted there, but for people who want to know about your academy.
Okay, so my academy is called Abari Academy. Abari is a Swahili word. It's just like say like hello, like sometimes somebody's trying to find out how you doing. So they say habari, habari yako. So to me, kind of gave me a hint that it will be a perfect fit for the purpose of the academy. So we just called it the Abari Academy. And as I say that we're doing online, teaching. It's a corporation registered in the state of Texas. And our customers, we're reaching out mostly via Facebook. We used to get a lot through WhatsApps too, and also, online. And now we're trying to get more to kind of YouTube, reaching out, creating, short lessons for our customers, for viewers, to just get a hint of what we're doing at Abari Academy.
That's very, very good to hear. I have a lot of questions, but also we'll give the opportunity to the audience, people who are watching live, to ask some questions. You were teaching at the school, then you started doing online. Are you doing as part-time or you are doing as full-time online teaching of Swahili language?
Okay. Yeah. So that's a good question, because I was teaching, full-time. So but by the time it's June, that was the summer break that I couldn't, our school, all the kids and teachers and everybody was on summer vacation. So that's when I started teaching Swahili. So by the time that I started teaching Swahili and saw the trend, the response was fairly good compared to what I expected, because at some point, maybe 4 years back, I tried to teach Swahili, but it was mostly local, for local clients, and it was kind of hard, like parents had to come and drive kids over there, wait for them, and so it was kind of a whole lot. So for that matter, it didn't take off, so I had to quit. I couldn't do much about it. So when I started this Abari Academy last June and found the response from parents, and the kids themselves, so I kind of saw the trend and the desire from the parents for the kids to learn Swahili. So as a result, when it was time for me to go back to teach, it was August, 2020, that when the schools are opening and all that. So I kind of took a chance and say, okay, so I kind of started a trend. And I figure, teaching at a public school is very demanding. It's really not just like
a noble profession. It's just another kind of vocation.
Yeah, it's a job that you're taking home. You're taking home, you're sleeping with it, you're working up with it because it's a lot of preparation and all that. So I figured if I had to teach Swahili and at the same time doing the teaching, so either I'm going to get one, lose the other. I just didn't like the idea of me losing my Swahili business because I'm always a business-oriented person.
Yes.
I always wanted, to get a business opportunity. So when I saw this, I was like, okay. So as long as, at the moment I can see that I can be able to pay a bill too, at the same time, I know that I say if you work harder, because the demand is there, I kind of figured it, especially via the Zoom. So I took a chance and then I had to quit my job, So I was like, okay, I'm not going to go back. So I had to resign and just, try to focus on this because I saw a big picture out of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll have questions on moving completely from employment to self-employment, ownership of everything. But let's continue on the language part. How do you convince, or what are the benefits for the parents who both are not East Africans or are not from Swahili speaking culture? For instance, for me, I'm from Tanzania, my wife is American. Yes, obviously Swahili will be there. But let's say the father is from Nigeria, the mother is from Sweden, and they're in Europe or they're here in America. Or let's say they are both Africans but from different countries. They want their children to learn another language. What are the benefits you see for people to know another language, especially like bigger language like Swahili or Arabic here in America, or Spanish here in America, or French in America, or even other countries in the world we live right now? What are the benefits?
Yeah, that's a good question. Swahili is the most spoken language in Africa, and of course, it's mostly East Africa, and then going to Central, like say Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda. They're not so good at it, but yeah, there's some Ugandans as well. When you go to like DRC, in all those areas, Rwanda, Burundi,
Mauritius,
Zambia, Mozambique. So it's like kind of a lot, and now it's even taught in a lot of universities, of course, in Africa, including South Africa. So one thing I can tell about Swahili is the most spoken language in Africa. And as we already know that Africa is a growing continent, it's a developing continent. There's a lot more opportunities. Say compared to like America or Europe, these places are already developed. These places are expensive. There's a lot, penetrating the market here. You will take a lot of money and a lot of capital because it's already developed. There's a lot of people who really have a lot of money to compete with when it comes to business and other opportunities. So to me, I really convince people, first of all, if you're coming, say, from Nigeria or from Ghana or from or any other part of Africa, you will find that you have more opportunities in Africa, especially when it comes to business opportunities. And then we know that language is just like the way money. Also, language is the medium of exchange. Also,
yes.
So like when you come to America, you gotta have US dollars. At the same time, you gotta know English. So that going to give you, an upper edge when it comes to business. So the same thing to Africa, when you really know the language, especially Tanzania is a growing country, and we already know that there's a lot of foreigners coming over there, and they continue to come because of the opportunities the country has to offer, So I would strongly urge, all, Africans as well, just know that just like the way you motivate your kids to learn other language like French or maybe Chinese, also think about, pushing your kids to learn Swahili. So you'll be maximizing or expanding opportunities for your kids.
That's very good, yeah. It's a challenge because especially myself, I'm a parent of one speaking Swahili, one doesn't. It's a challenge when the kids are growing up. They have minimal, I can talk for me, I talk 100% Swahili, my wife speaks English, but when they go to school, wherever they go, you cannot control. There will be, so sometimes it's very tough, but it's a very good thing. I can agree. Once someone has extra language, extra culture, makes you more competitive, whether it's in business, whether it is in employment, whether it is even the way of quicker thinking. So it has a lot of benefits in that particular way. Currently, majority of your customers or majority of the students you are dealing with are here, either US or Canada, most Northern America. How are you expanding to Europe, or even in some kids in Africa or in Asia, like someone wants there to have these kind of classes? How does that work? And also on that, you mentioned about Zoom, but what is the medium of instruction do you do, kind of that?
Okay. Yeah, so it's true that it's a challenge to penetrate other markets, because we have few kids in Europe. At the same time, we have few kids in Africa too. Like some parents may be coming from Tanzania or Kenya. Maybe they're diplomats, or they may work for the United Nations in other part of Africa as well, and they still want their kids to get to know Swahili. So we have those kind of kids. So that's another thing that I'm trying to penetrate, whether I cooperate with the embassies,
Yes.
Tanzanian embassy from different areas around the globe, if they could be able to reach out, because at the same time, while we're doing a business, but also we're expanding, the language, we are expanding the country. So we're like kind of marketing the country, because
Exactly.
we can't talk Swahili without talking, Tanzania at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I'm trying to reach out to communities, and I believe that once we go more into YouTube, that could also help. So because YouTube is some, more, reachable to other parts of the world as well.
Yes. That is very good, and we will keep on our end whatever we can share. So any person who is here wants to check the website, you can share on your Facebook. They can go to the Facebook and just share if you want, or if they want to reach you with your phone number, you put the phone number there, so someone can be able to reach you to see how you can be able to learn the language and the culture. And sometimes you can just go, not this, I can speak from my experience, because when I came to America, I came under a program which is teaching language and culture. But sometimes someone might not want specifically the language, but can be introduced to the culture first, and then down the road in the language. So if you want to learn about maybe East African culture, or like specifically just overall African, but specifically for Tanzania, for instance, it will be another way for just getting the introductory, okay, what is going on there, kind of that. It's different from reading from the book versus to get a class from someone who has the culture, who lived there, who can dream and think and has relatives there. Even now you are cooking the food, which is sometimes both American and African. So those will be the benefits for some people also. Even if they don't want Swahili per se, let me start with the African culture in general, basics, and then I will choose whether I can go for Swahili or I can just continue with my English. So that is the opportunity for people.
Yeah, that's right. So to add to, when it comes to culture, that's why we do virtual tours to our students, get to know over there. We teach them about food, things like ugali, what people are eating over there. So we always do. We always do that. We try even to do even more. And because there are certain people that may want to learn Swahili because they are about to go and visit the region. So for that matter, it is good to advantage to really get an idea what is going on to that particular country.
Exactly.
And things like that. So those are part of things that we are doing as well.